Scholars. It is Friday, April 5th, and we are doing the 7.3 to 7.5 study guide. So for number one.
Who's excited?
Oh, who's excited? Okay, so for the first question, we're supposed to use a shortcut method, which is the Sn equals A1 over 1 minus the constant ratio to
Shortcut.
5. My bad. 5, yeah. And then, so for the first term, that's what this is, which is 5, which is that. And then it's a 1 in there, yeah, minus the constant ratio, which is number 2 in the parentheses. So that's where you put on the second term for top and the bottom. And then 14 is how many terms are in the sequence. So when you get 1 minus 2 to the 14th, that is 1,000 or 16,384. And then 1 minus 2, yeah, which is 16,383 over, wait, yeah, it's too early. Yeah, so then you're supposed to put those in parentheses, and then have a 5 up front. And then when you
I
get
actually put a negative.
negative,
1 minus this is a negative.
oh,
Double negatives make it positive.
okay,
So I was
okay.
trying to choose up by 5.
Yeah, then just multiply these by 5, and then you get 81,915 for the first answer.
Woohoo.
Okay, so for number 2, you find S6 by adding all the 6 terms up, and you get 49 over 20.
Any questions, class?
She did very good. No shortcuts needed. S6 was sum of the first 6. You had to write out what term 5 and 6 were and use your calculator to add them up. Alright, so this one's a little bit weird. The problem is these 2 circles I'm circling right now are just at estimated locations. So you can't really do much if you're just at an estimated location. So I went with this circle and this circle. Those are at concrete locations. This one's located at 3.15. And this one's located at 4.10. This 0.10 would live between 0.05 and 0.15. So since we concretely know those 2, these are the 2 we can figure out our constant ratio of. To get from 0.15 to 0.10, to figure that out, I took 0.10 and I divided by 0.15. That gave me a constant ratio of 0.666 or 2/3. Does that make sense? Would something with a constant ratio of 0.666 have an infinite sum? Would something with a constant multiplier 0.66 have an infinite sum? Yes. So we're going to use shortcut 6 to find the infinite sum. I know they didn't use the word infinite, but since they just mentioned series, we're going to assume it goes on forever. So we'll do A1 on top. A1 was approximately 0.32. We're just approximating that. And then 1 minus R would be 1 minus 2/3. I ended up getting 0.96, which was not exactly any of the answers, but it's pretty darn close to 1. And we're probably a little bit off because we just estimated that 0.32. Right?
Okay. Hi, math scholars. I'm going to show you problem number 5. What you do is you plug this in for x. And then once you get the answer for that, you would plug this into x, then this into x, then this into x. And yeah.
Continue recording. Okay.
What would you do?
Marching band currently has 200 members and loses 20 members each year due to graduation. All right. Let's.
20% of the members.
All
You
right.
said 20 members.
Oh, 20% of members. Let's just start with saying, all right, at the beginning of the situation, we have 200 people. We're going to lose 20% each year, but add 50 new freshmen coming in. We just saw one like this yesterday. It was like the Digital Music Club or something. Do you remember how we went about losing 20% of people? Multiply the previous number by 0.80. Is that what you guys said? That kind of symbolizes that 80% are staying in, 20% are getting lost. And then we'll add 50 new freshmen. we want the beginning, how many kids will be in band at the start of year 3. So A1 was 200. Sorry, that was a mistake. A2 will be the beginning of the 2nd year. A3 will be the beginning of the 3rd year. Let's pull our calculators up and show you how you can quickly just type this in. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. You'll hit 200 enter to get started. Then you'll take your previous solution. Oh, oops. Previous solution is second negative key times 80% plus 50. So that'll be the beginning of year 2, 210, and the beginning of year 3, 218. Oh, look at that, everybody. This band's going to be gaining members over time. The club yesterday was losing members over time, if you remember. It goes from 210 to 218.
Oh.
That was exciting. I wonder if it'll continue gaining people forever and ever. You should just keep clicking enter.
Pretty much.
Yep, pretty much.
Actually,
It's starting to slow up, isn't it? Do you think he'll start shrinking?
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna start shrinking. It's gonna start shrinking.
Alright, it looks like we're just going to keep going up and up and up. I know some people like to hit enter forever, so that will be a fun experiment for you. You're going to start a job that pays $1 the first day, $3 the second day, and $9 the third day, and keeps tripling every single day. Is this going to be an arithmetic sequence or a geometric sequence? Geometric, because we're multiplying by 3 every single day. So I can write myself a geometric formula pretty easy. The geometric formula is on the board, up here at the top. It kind of looks like this, where it's your job to put in A1 and R. So what would A1 be? 1. What would your R value be? 3. And then N minus 1. Now, this is interesting. They're not asking what your income is on day 10. They're asking what your total income is after working 10 days. So mathematically, let me show you what they're asking. They're basically saying, go from day 1 to day 10 and total this sequence up. Does that make sense? And we have that special button in the calculator. You are more than welcome to use this problem. Everyone's discovered where the button is by now. It's Math 0. When I go to type it in, I'm actually not going to put the parentheses around the 3. I believe I'll put the parentheses like this, so everything can kind of be in the group. Let me pull up my calculator. Push it over off to the side. We're going to go Math 0. We're going from, I just always use X's, even if the problem is N's or P's. We're going from day 1 to day 10. The first term is 1. We're tripling every day, and my exponent would be an N minus 1. Oh, sweet. I only worked for 10 days, and I made $29,000. I must have a job at Old Navy.
What?
29,524. No. Amelia back there is like, is this realistic? I make up these problems. This is just a fun little math problem. I'm gonna send up. I was gonna send up Board Buddies, but I changed my mind. Well, yeah, I'm gonna send up Board Buddies. I'll get you going in the right direction, Board Buddies. You're gonna be utilizing this formula, one we just used in the last problem, to help you figure out what R is. They're nice on this one. They give you A1, which is super helpful.
And
All right, my Board Buddies. You know, it's first period, and sometimes thinking at 8:13 is hard, but they just got to here and they bailed. I'll help you out. It's okay. A1 is negative 15. That's going to help you out right there. We do know what A1 is. Unfortunately, we do not know what R is, but we do have this piece of the puzzle to help us solve for R.
Okay.
This negative 240 can go here. The Board Buddies on my left did put that in the right spot. And then the 5 is the fifth term is the negative 240. So the 5 goes right here. Oh, I missed my R. Sorry. R is who you're solving for, of course, because we don't know R. But it's going to be R to the 4th. You were really close. You had this extra R down here. People on my left. R to the 5 minus 1 power is R to the 4th. Our next step would be divide both those sides by the negative 15. Hey Zoe, remember last week when you told me if I gave you one of those hard ones you'd cry? This is not one of those hard ones. I'm not going to give you one of those hard ones. A hard one is it when I do not provide A1 and when I do not provide R. But this is what I call an easy one because I did provide A1. I just did not provide R. Negative 240 divided by negative 15 is 16. And I finish it off with the 4th root. Now technically the answer should be plus or minus 2 because 4th root, but we'll just go with positive to keep life easy, okay? I'm fine with just going with the positive answer. So I've got my A1, I've got my R, I want to summarize it in a nice little happy equation. A1 is negative 15, R is 2, and minus 1. All right, my board buddies did much, much, much better. It looks like 6 of the 8 people, all 8 solved for A1 and got 3, but one group forgot to express the final. It is important to express your final answer on the answer blank with the A1 and the R in the correct spot. So just explaining what they did. They used this formula. AN ended up being the 768. N ended up being the 5. And then R we were given, which is a nice gift. So it went in there. 4 to the 4th, calculate out to 256. Divide both sides by 256, and you'll get your 3. So that's good. Any questions? You guys did much better on number 9 than number 8. Alright, so I did just look up my answer key, and they are counting the first term as that A0, even though it's called A0. So if this is a multiple choice, if this question would be multiple choice, which it probably will, because there's 15 Polaris questions, this will count as the first term. This will count as the second, this will count as the third, this will count as the fourth, and then you'll want to stop. Okay, I did have one board buddy go one extra term. They were being extra scholars, but you'd want to select the one that includes the 6 on the list, okay? All right, well, thanks for watching the video. We kept it under 13 minutes. That's awesome. So you guys have a good weekend. I'll have a study party after school today and before school Monday. Goodbye.